Hello, Facebook friends. Well, I want to show you a city project really that proved to be a disaster and proved to be really a bad deal for a lot of families who bought into it. They dreamed of being like urban pioneers to come back into the city to try to help build it back up. And a lot of them came in on a wing and a prayer, essentially, to try to really make a difference in the city. Phillips Estates, that's where I am now. This is in North St. Louis. It's in it's in a rough neighborhood. You can look around and you can look around at some of these houses over there, and you can see there are actually some boarded up buildings over there. But what was supposed to be an oasis in the midst of all this, Phillips. You see some of the homes right here, and there are some right behind us, total of about 12 homes all together that were built. There was supposed to be something like 200. They were built back in 2005. I covered it back then, where I talked to residents who had bought into the homes, and they were essentially disillusioned because these 12 homes were all that were built. And they were promised that this would be something like, and I look at this, this is right by Phillips, as you can see, just another empty vacant lots. People moved in. They were broken into time and again by criminals in the area who just targeted their homes, because a lot of these were working families. They were, like I said, they were working families and everything who bought these homes for about $180,000, and they were targeted by the thieves in the area, and criminals had targeted them. Many ultimately had to give up their homes because they had lost value. They had to move out of it. Many of the homes were rented out as Section 8 houses, and so a lot of folks lost a lot. I tried to talk to one of the remaining families. They chose not to talk. They had launched a huge battle at the time, trying to get the city to live up to its word. Taxpayers spent about $4 million or so at the time on this project, getting it going. One alderman came, got it moving, but then that alderman never finished what they started. The next alderman came along and said, well, O.L. Shelton, and said, I interviewed him at the time, and he said, well, that was my predecessor's project. I don't have anything to do with it. He lost, he got kicked out. And just look at this, guys. This is right across the street. These vacant houses have never even been torn down in all this time. So the city really just forgot the people here at Phillips Estates in the Ville neighborhood. They really just forgot about these people. You can see all the vacant homes still there, boarded up and everything. And just look right over here, and here you see where these new houses were built. Like I said, there was supposed to be all kinds of amenities, like a gated community, right in the middle of this challenged Northside neighborhood. It's a poor Northside neighborhood, but many of the people who actually I talked to who had moved in said that they had the idea of like being urban pioneers, of helping to bring back the city, and that was their motivation. Many had grown up in this neighborhood, which is a pretty rough area. Many had grown up in this neighborhood, and they wanted to be a part. They really certainly had the best of intentions. They wanted to be a part of trying to bring the neighborhood back, of being part of the revitalization effort. So many folks, they put their money on the line and moved in to these houses, bought these houses. What they saw is that the value started going down pretty quick. A lot of them, some of the houses were converted to Section 8. Some of the homeowners ended up losing the houses. They took such a financial hit. And so it was really a tough story, because these were people who actually believed in the city and were actually putting their money where their mouth was. They wanted to be part of the revitalization of North St. Louis, and so bought these houses, which looked pretty decent. But unfortunately, the city did not live up to its promise on the deal. And so the houses actually still look pretty good. So it's not that the houses look bad, it's that it's so few of them. Like I said, it's 12 houses. There was supposed to be about 200. It's supposed to be a big subdivision that was built here, the gated community, I think. And it was supposed to mirror some of the subdivisions in like St. Louis County, where there are just really big subdivisions and a lot of nice amenities. But look at this. This house was here since 2005. Since the place was built, this boarded up house was here. It is still here. They've had countless aldermen since that time, and no one has even gotten this old boarded up house even torn down. And what do you see in the rest of this area? Far from having the 200 houses, what you see is just a lot of empty lots. That's all you see right along here. Look at this, guys. So you imagine that you paid all that money to live here for the house, and right across the street from you is this. Empty lots, and you got this right here, and look at all the empty lots. And like I said, they had really become a target for a lot of the criminals and thieves, basically targeted their homes, and many of them were getting broken into, night after night, or day, I should say, during the day, while they were at work. The vandals were robbing them of their homes because these were all working class people. They all had jobs. And so when they went to work, the vandals and thieves and everything would break into their homes. And so it was always a major effort for them of just trying to regroup and just trying to replace stuff that was constantly getting stolen. But like I said, it's been like this all this time. But the city has yet to come back, revisit this, and figure out just what can they do to try to help these people who bought these homes here just on a promise of trying to make the city look better. I mean, certainly something can be done. Somebody needs to look at it, but these homeowners here, they just get forgotten. Nobody really is thinking about what they gave up, all the money that they spent having to live in the neighborhood where they were constantly broken into night after night. It's a high crime area on top of that. And you look right across the street, that's what you got. So this is what you look at despite all the money that you paid to live here. I actually interviewed aldermen at the time, one who came in and took over, and I asked him, well, what was he going to do? And essentially his attitude was, well, I didn't build it. It's not my deal. But of course, when you run for office, the problems your predecessor left behind are now your problems. I mean, the buck stops with you, but that's not the attitude he took. He got thrown out the door. He got defeated in that next election. And then another alderman came in with the promises that he was going to actually do something. He condemned that previous alderman for doing nothing. He got in office and said that he was going to try to do something. He ended up doing nothing either. Nothing happened under his watch. And so what happened is that I don't think any other alderman has since decided to even try to do anything. So look at this, guys. If you look at this area, you look how look at all the abandoned lots here. You can look straight across 2 blocks, guys, straight across. You can see 2 blocks with nothing but vacant lots and some abandoned buildings. This one is boarded up. You see a few houses over here on the very corner, maybe about 3. That's about it. But a far cry from these homes here that people actually came in. A lot of them actually had lived in the county and moved back into the city because they had grown up in this area and wanted to come back and help to make it kind of sort of return to some of its past glory, because this was once a really, really nice area a long time ago. But they really didn't get that help that they needed and that they wanted. And so here you can look And you can see right across the street here, and like I said, you'll see a lot of vacant lots. There you go. And so this is what the people have. This is what it's like. And so, like I said, a lot of people basically came, they took a chance on the city. They took a chance that the city would keep its word and try to revitalize the area. How are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
All right now.
They took a chance that the city would try to revitalize the area, but that in fact never happened. You think they're going to build this area up at all? You think they're going to build this area up at all? You think they're going to build this area up? Because it was supposed to be a lot more, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
I've been here a long time, so long I can't even remember.
Wait.
What's your name?
Elliot Davis?
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, I thought that was you.
Yeah.
You look familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there was supposed to be a whole subdivision here.
Yeah, right. And it fell in right around the time when what his name was here? Sullivan. What is?
O.L. Shelton.
O.L. Shelton. Yeah.
Wasn't it supposed to be a subdivision and
Yeah, and
200 houses or
yeah,
something?
Yeah.
What do you think happened?
Well, that's what was in the Bush area when they was getting all that money, and people was getting the money and ripping it off, and like some of them houses sold for real high, and then they the housing fell in, so they sold them pretty cheap. I mean, and somebody come in and bought them and fixed them up.
Right.
Because I knew the guy that lived there. He said, I ain't gonna pay this much for this house. Hell, he said,
Yeah, because a lot of people, they moved in these houses and people were breaking in the houses and all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
Because I had interviewed them and they were telling me about that.
Okay, yeah.
They go to work and somebody break into the house.
Right. Well, you know, that's look at the sports figures. They break in their house. That's just the nature of the beast. I think Trump gonna straighten some of this out, though.
But
him and Eli Musk.
But do you think that you think the city just forgot about this area?
No. The people over there had a meeting and they trying to get it back together on track. And it's just the nature of the beast. They trying to get it back. They working. You got people over there working.
It was built in 2005.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's quite a long time ago.
Yeah, it's quite a long time.
Something, isn't it?
I don't care. I'm 73 years old.
Okay.
You know, for them to really do something, I'm gonna live my time here, so they ain't gonna do a whole lot in the next 20 or 30 years. You know, I'm just saying, you know, they gonna do something eventually anyway. It's just a matter of time. Because I used to live on Lundell.
Okay.
And they build them back this way, and I'm looking at the whole program. NGA and the whole outline area. So me and you gonna be gone by everything. You gonna be gone too. I know you.
More than likely.
But here next 20, 30 years, not unless you live to be 100. You probably live to be 100.
I doubt it. Hey, thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, now you from Poplar Bluff, right?
Appreciate
you
it.
got some relatives down from Dealerville.
Thank you. Appreciate you talking to me.
I long time.
All right.
I know some of your people.
Hey,
from down there.
thanks for talking to me.
All right, you will.
Okay, gotta love it. Okay. But he's been here for a while. He says something may happen in the next 30 years. Okay. All right. Well, I was going to say we shall see, but somebody will see. But it's going to be nothing has happened since 2005. I did talk to one of the homeowners, essentially, and they were, they didn't want to talk about this, not publicly, because their feeling is that they have tried to do everything that they could possibly do, and nothing really materialized. And so they're just frustrated. I think they're just trying to get through, and with probably as little attention for themselves personally, so I'm not going to say who they are or anything like that. They're just trying to get through, and it's been a tough experience for many of them, but this was one of those projects that the city had a lot of promises, promising people that this was going to be really something historic for St. Louis, that they were going to love this deal, that there are going to be some 200 houses here and everything, but as it turned out, there were only about 12 homes. That was it. And the people here really went through a lot. But hopefully, and we're going to ask the alderperson about this and whether there's anything they can see that can be done. They were trying to get it on the, they were trying to get this development going again, a second bite at the apple, and the financial crisis hit, and that kind of sunk any efforts to try to get this project going, and that just kind of left a lot of people in the lurch. Anyway, just wanted to let you know, Phillips Estates, just want to let you know about this project that people really had high hopes in. Taxpayers sunk about $4 million in. That was supposed to be about 200 homes. Ended up being about 12. I'm still going to stay on top of this deal, my Facebook friends.